I'm Layla again. Today, I'm gonna talk about quota management, implementing and managing these quotas for users and groups. This presentation is done by me, Layla Salman, for Dr. Hassan Zakaria Hat Hamad. The aims of this presentation: to know the meaning of quota management, what is quota for, this quota limits, quota and Linux, quota restriction types, how do these quotas actually work, the difference between block size and file support quotas, practical applications, and enterprises. A disk quota is a limit set by a system administrator that restricts certain aspects of file system usage on modern operating systems. The function of setting quotas to disks is to allocate limited disk space in a reasonable way. What is quota for? Quota allows you to specify limits on two aspects of disk storage: the number of nodes a user or a group of users may process, and the number of disk blocks that may be allocated to a user or a group of users. The idea behind quota is that users are forced to stay under their disk consumption limit, taking away their ability to consume unlimited disk space on a system. Quota is handled on a per user, per file system basis. If there is more than one file system which a user is expected to create files, then quota must be set for each file system separately. Various tools are available for you to administer and automate quota policies on your system. The disk space that each file uses is charged directly to the user who owns the file. The owner of a file is identified by the security identifier, SID, and the security information for the file. The total disk space charged to a user is the sum of the length of all data streams. In other words, property set streams and resident user data streams affect the user's quota. Quota is not charged for reparse points, security descriptors, or other metadata that is associated with the files. Compressing or decompressing files doesn't affect the disk space reported for the files. Therefore, quota settings on one volume can be compared to settings on another volume. You must be rooted or have appropriate permissions to set up or modify the quotas. Grace period can be set to allow the user to exceed soft limit for a temporary period. Quota types. Block quota, it measures the used storage space in kilobytes or megabytes. A node quota measures the number of files or directories that a user can create. How do these quotas actually work? The quota system is based on calculating the amount of disk space usage for each user or group, and storing this data in database files within the system. Database files, after running quota check, the root will create files. These files contain the number of blocks used by each user or group, the number of nodes consumed, defined soft and hard limits, and the time of exceeding the soft limit, or the grace period. Files that support quotas, we have to note here that quotas is just associated for Linux operating systems. Now again, files support quotas ext3 and ext4, XFS, BTRFS, NTFS, FAT32, EXFAT. Practical applications and enterprises. Universities define a certain space for each student to prevent server consumption. Companies preventing a single employee from storing huge files may disrupt backups. Cloud servers quotas are used to ensure a fair distribution of resources between users or containers. In conclusion, the disk quota system is not only a means of space management, but also a strategic tool for maintaining system stability, ensuring equitable distribution of resources in multi-user environments. That's all for today. Done by Layla Salman. Goodbye.